Live from Happy Valley Studios, this is the MCS1 Show. And now your host, the guy who was never allowed to watch Nicktoons growing up, MCS1.
All right, thank you. Hello, I'm MCS1.
This is Caleb Hennon here.
And welcome again to the another weekly installment of the MCS1 Show. All right, so today's topic, what I want to discuss is something that's kind of upset me for a while. I want to discuss video game culture, more specifically, video game addiction culture. Yeah. So, for my opening remarks, I would just like to say, okay, I was in college a few years back, beginning college a few years back, and the teacher talked about different generations. Like it was the baby boomers, then Generation X, and then my generation was called the gamers. And that kind of upsets me. Are you kind of upset by that, Caleb?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like that's kind of a nasty little stereotype for our little generation. And I mean, I don't really want to be associated with them. I don't know how you feel about it, but personally, don't really want to be associated with people that we call the quote unquote gamers.
Yeah, I'm not too pleased about this at all. I haven't been for quite some time, so I feel like this is something that needs to be addressed today. So let's talk about first, why are we upset with being stereotyped with this? Now, do you play games, Caleb?
I play some games.
I play some games too. I play a little bit of Fallout, mostly. Fallout's what I've been playing. I play old school DOS games quite a bit. I even played a little bit of Pokemon back in the day.
All right, fair enough. Personally, I'm a fan of the Assassin's Creed games. They're a lot of fun.
Creed. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone plays like a little bit of games. I feel like with our generation now, that's the equivalent to board games back in the day.
Yeah, a lot.
And I play a couple board games and regular games. Like I'm the master of Jenga. Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Master of Jenga. So little games every now and then, and kind of understand.
Well, it's a good release.
Yeah, it's a good release.
It shouldn't be a livelihood.
No, and that's
any way.
Yeah, and that's what the problem is here with gamers. Is it's become like literally a culture and a livelihood now, and it's gotten out of control. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So here's why we're upset with the gamers, and why we're upset being classified as that. Caleb, what do you think of when you think of as a gamer? Like, when you think of gamer, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Honestly, okay, and this is kind of a funny story, but my first kind of introduction to this kind of society was actually kind of the South Park episode on the World of Warcraft. Do you remember that episode?
Oh, yeah, I have it on my computer.
Honestly, okay, the perfect description of a gamer, if you've ever seen that episode, is Eric Cartman. When he's sitting in that chair, he's just this big, because he's been sitting at his computer for how many hours straight. He's enormous from all the disgusting food. He poops in a bag, for heaven's sake. And then, he's got, just all his zits everywhere. He's just disgusting. He's got bags under his eyes from all the energy drinks that he's drinking all the time because he just won't stop gaming.
Yeah.
That's my personal, when I think of gamer, I think Eric Cartman, South Park, the World of Warcraft episode. Right there.
Yeah.
Bam.
Agreed. Like, when I think of gamers, here's what I think of. I think of someone who lacks communication.
Okay.
Like, they sit around all day and are interacting with the video game. Occasionally, you can talk to people online.
Sure. But
when you're talking to the people online, those people's communication skills, who are they talking to? Other people like them.
Yeah.
And so if they're all in that community and they're not getting any outside interaction with the world, they're obviously going to be kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And just sucked in by the whole gamer culture. And it's kind of nuts. I hate playing most video games online.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it.
I agree.
And I think the worst one online ever, or to play with friends, is Halo.
Oh, totally.
I hate Halo with a passion. Like, there's so much smack talking going on. It's not even like there's a difference between talking smack and being just flat out rude.
Oh, yeah, totally. Because, if you're in there, having a good time, it's if you shoot somebody in the head, you're like, hey, oh, got you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a game, you're in the moment.
In reality, what is like? Oh, snap! Oh man, I just pwned you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dog. Yeah. And then they go up, and this is known as teabagging. And the character, it'll sit up and down, on top of your dead corpse. And they'll do it for an hour until someone comes by and shoots them. And does it to them. And creates this vicious cycle of stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just ridiculous because, if you think about it, these people, gamers, they lack, these social skills that we've talked about social skills before and how important they are.
Yeah.
And they're so good at being just rude.
I know.
I feel like a saint next to these people, and I feel like sometimes I say some things that are pretty out of line.
Yeah.
But honestly, when I listen to these people, when I play with them or whatever, and they kill me or something, and then they're just like, oh yeah, pwn, or whatever their language is.
Yeah, it's awful, and I think it got it wasn't so bad at first.
No,
but ever since Halo has came out, I attribute all blame to Halo because Halo is when all this nerd culture erupted.
Oh yeah, totally.
It all just went out of control. And people start talking like that, and then all these the YouTube just exploded with videos of people being rude, and then it's just awful. I hate Halo with a passion.
Oh yeah,
I can't stand it. But that's not the topic of today. The topic is the gamer. So back to that. Another thing besides lack of communication, I view them as usually smelly. And definitely haven't showered in a few days.
Exactly. Referring right back to the Eric Cartman.
Yeah, referring back to the Eric Cartman thing. And the acne is usually built up quite a bit.
Right, from not showering.
From not showering. It's gotten kind of out of control. I read a review once for the game StarCraft. And what it said was, I was so pulled into this game that the only way I was able to tell how long I was playing it by if there were random light leaks coming in through my drapes every couple hours.
Oh,
so it sounded like he was playing it for days straight, or what he was implying, and I was just like, whoa, just whoa.
Well, and that's and the thing is that, that's a good game too. StarCraft is fun.
StarCraft is a rather good game, especially in Korea. It is very popular.
I'm sure it is. But, days at a time, that's just unhealthy. More than anything else.
Other countries, especially, I think Korea is the one I heard has that. They actually have video game addiction recovery clinics.
Really?
Yeah.
For something that you use, like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah. It's very much like that. Here, we're worried about drugs and things like that. Over there... Their thing is, it's they're worried about the next Modern Warfare coming out or something.
Right.
That's their biggest fear.
Yeah, it's a trench thing for them, Oh, here comes Modern Warfare. Everybody, get ready. Here come the addictees.
Prepare society.
Yeah.
So, we got bad communication. We have smelly.
Mm-hmm. And Zitty as a byproduct.
So, I feel those two right there are just bad enough, but also, they never get out into the real world.
Agreed.
At all. You don't really... I see them at school, and they'll have shirts and stuff, video game promotion type stuff, but it's I really don't feel they fit in at all. Mm-mm. And, it's okay to stand out and be different, but not like this.
No.
There's a difference.
No. I agree on that point. And it's pretty obvious. They're usually the ones that are blinking a lot because it's natural light and they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Seriously, honestly, they're kind of like vampires. It's whoa, daylight?
Do they sparkle?
That's more like a fairy.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it's like getting out, interacting with a human being. That is more like their sunlight than actual,
Yeah,
I guess
they hiss when they see it.
Yeah, they're like people.
So, what I would like to mention is, something I like to call gamer girl capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let me explain this for the people at home listening. What this is there are girls on YouTube, and they're like, oh, we're rare because girls don't play video games. And so what they do is they'll just be like this occasional chick or hot chick. But because it's a girl and gamers aren't getting usually much interaction with girls, they're like, oh my gosh, gamer girls. So they just slaughter all over them and they just drool and go nuts. Mm-hmm. And so what these girls will do is they'll put up these YouTube videos giving a game review and they'll be like, yeah, this game is really cool. I actually haven't played it, but I looked at the box, and it looks really fun, and the graphics are amazing. I can't wait to open it up and play it. I don't own a PlayStation or an Xbox, but, you know. And they get tons of YouTube hits just because they're hot and they're talking about games. Mm-hmm. And as gamer guys, like, watching this, he's like, oh my gosh, you are so hot. Get out of my dreams and off of YouTube and into my apartment so we can play Modern Warfare. Like, it's
and
just dumb.
Well, and they're totally capitalizing.
Oh, totally. Like, I mean, because each time you get so many hits off YouTube, after a while, like, after you get so many views, you start getting money. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure these guys, like, what they'll do is they'll just, put them on mute and just watch them talk.
Yep. I mean, honestly, they don't really need the game review itself. I'm pretty sure that they've probably played the game through a few times.
Yeah, at least a few.
Yeah. And so they're coming into this, it's just, she's hot, and she's talking about video games. Two things that I don't hate. Girls in video games. Even though I'm terrible with girls, let's watch this one.
Exactly.
It's an epidemic. That's what it is. It's an epidemic, and it coincides with this gamer generation of, just, I mean, not to be rude, but losers, man.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's like you're living. I don't know. When I picture a gamer, I picture someone living in their parents' basement.
Absolutely.
Or whatever.
Gotta stay as far away from the light as you can.
I know.
You need your LCD monitor to be able to, put off some sick graphics.
Exactly.
You can't have that if you're living upstairs and the sun comes in sometimes.
Let's get on to the main problem. We talked about Halo a little bit, but like one thing to discuss is World of Warcraft.
Ooh.
Now, I can whine about this because like I kind of play World of Warcraft. I have a couple friends that play it too. Mm-hmm. And so I feel I'm entitled to complain about this game.
Okay.
I feel I have a lot of entitlement to complain about this. Because, like, personally, I enjoy the game for the most part, but I hate the people that play it.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I hate them. Like, I only like my friends that play it, and that is it. If I talk to anyone else and they tell me they play WoW, it's like, whoa, get away. Just don't talk to me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they might seem normal in, like, day-to-day interactions, but you get in behind that monitor and it's just
they go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I'm one of those people, when I get behind the monitor, whatever, unlike everyone else who gets behind a monitor on the internet, I do not get tougher or mouthier.
Nope.
And stuff, because I still have a conscience. And so, like, I'll get on that game, and people will just, like, they have this thing called Nerd Rage. Have you heard of this, Caleb?
Yeah.
Nerd Rage. For the people at home, what Nerd Rage is, it's when you're playing a video game, or when someone else is, and all of a sudden something doesn't go your way. Whether you die, you screw up on a puzzle, run out of ammo, and you just start swearing and just going nuts. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's insane. Like and it's also known as raging out.
Right.
But Nerd Rage,
it sums it up better.
It sounds it up better. It sounds funnier, and it's really funny. I've had it in that game where someone, like, in World of Warcraft, where someone was trying to kill me, and I end up killing them, and I walk away, and they hopped on another character, and they started sending messages to my character, and, like, how mad they were, and issuing all these threats, and saying just all this stuff about my family and stuff. Some of this stuff I've never heard before. And so,
you're like, Mom, what?
Yeah, I had no idea. And obviously none of it was true.
Well, yeah.
And so what I did was I just kept replying back, "Get mad, nerd." And that's usually what I do. And I'll just keep doing that. And it usually works pretty well. Get mad, nerd. But it's funny because it's like these people who are losing so bad at life and doing just so awful. And the one thing they're doing well at, which is a video game, which is nothing to lay claim to fame to at all. And it's just like, I can understand why they'd be mad, but like, if someone's better at me than bass, or has a better talk show than me, Bill O'Reilly, you don't, and, or just does something better than me, I don't really get that mad. I get a little frustrated, but then it's like, maybe I can learn from them or something. Because you're never going to be the best at everything.
No, that's impossible. And the other thing is, I mean, if you see somebody that's better than you at something, it's kind of like, okay, well, there's something that I can aspire to.
Or they're your role model.
Yeah. I mean, clearly not with video games in that sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, okay, going back to the bass example, I mean, I'm sure you see some bassist that's just amazing, and I don't think you're like, I hate that guy.
Yeah,
I'm so tired of him being good at bass.
Yeah, I don't hate Tool's bassist.
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah, I idolize him. That's what my bass style is patterned off of. But it's like, it's just so dumb.
Well, and especially, I mean, talking about,
Personally, shouldn't you guys be friends?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the same game at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're mad at him because he's a little better than you. And okay, and then not even mentioning the fact that it's a video game.
Yeah, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun, and people take this so seriously. One thing I find hilarious about World of Warcraft, there's no middle ground with that game at all.
No.
Like, I play with what's called, like, my friends were actually, like, casual gamers. We're just regular people. Like, they all have jobs.
And lives,
maybe? And, like, most of them have lives, most of them. And they're fairly normal people.
Sure.
And so when we start playing with other people and they'll rage out and stuff, we're just like, dude, what is the deal?
Yeah.
Because we can't understand it. And like, we joke and we make fun of these people.
Yeah.
And what's funny about the game is it's either the game is too easy or too hard. And people complain mostly if it's too easy. Now, if something takes less time because it's too easy and you can get done faster and go do other things, wouldn't you be more appreciative of that?
I definitely would be.
I would think so. Yeah. So it's kind of weird that way.
Yeah, that really, it doesn't make any sense to me.
So, and I have seen, like, other people that play this game, like video games in general, I've seen where they're just, like, flat out addicted and they spend hours on this. I had a roommate, and what he did all summer, I kid you not, all summer, except for 2 weeks where he went on vacation, was he played World of Warcraft straight. One day, he stayed up for 26 hours straight.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, are you going to sleep? He's like, I just can't sleep. So he just played World of Warcraft. And it boggled my mind. Because after like an hour, it's like, I'll want to go read a book or do something mentally stimulating.
Or productive.
Or productive, exactly. And so that's like all he did. And he had, by the time I moved out, he had, you can have up to 10 characters in this game. He had 9 of them at max level.
Oh my gosh.
And he had one that was on its way to max level.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Think about this one. Look up waste of time in the dictionary, the phrase waste of time, and there's a picture of this guy looking at his monitor with 9 characters fully developed and one on his way. And
he's got a big old smile on his face, and he's nodding back and forth with appreciation.
Exactly.
For himself. So, another thing I want to mention, I found an article. I'm not going to say who it's by, out of fear of being sued. But, a guy who runs the gaming company, he wrote an article that I have here on my computer in front of me, and it's called 8 Reasons Why Girls Want to Date a Gamer, Whether They Know It or Not.
Pretty sure they'll never figure it out.
So, with our last couple minutes, we're going to go through these and prove why these aren't true as well. Okay, number 1. Gamers are confident.
Maybe behind the screen.
Yeah, behind a computer. Everyone's tougher on the internet.
Of course they are, because you can't see them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've played online games where it's like a little 12-year-old kid, you know, and he's talking like he's a sailor from the Navy that was on tour for 6 years, you know, he's like...
He's doing his real Modern Warfare tour.
and he's back from he's back from Nam, and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna kill your family and eat your parents or something, and it's just like, really, dude, like, you're 12.
Yeah, and
you sound like you're 12.
And I don't really see gamers being confident, because, like, I don't really picture, like, some gamer walking up to some girl in real life and be like, hey, baby, what's up? Do you, like, want to hit up the arcade sometime? I really don't see that happening.
No. And I really don't see her saying yes. On the off chance that does happen in some parallel
9.9 out of 10 times.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
Anyway, so moving on to number 2. Gamers never forget a date and plan ahead for everything. Now, hold up. Here's the specification behind it. First part of the article. Ask any gamer when Gears of War comes out. It's the same day they would have told you 6 months ago. Gamers are religious about dates. They plan accordingly, and they're always prepared. How many times have you missed a pre-order for a game in the past 5 years?
Okay, so how does that tie into... So, what they're saying is in anniversaries or something? Is that...
I'm guessing so.
Okay.
But if it's that, that's the same for everyone. If something's really that important, you're going to remember it.
Yeah. Not just if you're a gamer.
Yeah, exactly. There's certain days that I remember instantly. It's called flashbulb memories. Everyone has it. They can remember the exact date and time for everything of certain things. Some people just happen to have a lot more of them. For me, I have a ton. Maybe for gamers, it's the highlight of
their life.
Their life is when the next Madden comes out or something.
Yeah. It's the only time they can play football.
Okay. Here's another great one. Finger strength and thumb dexterity.
Which could be said about a lot of people.
I know. Well, I'm a bass player. So technically, I have finger strength and thumb dexterity.
Absolutely. I'm a pianist.
Same
thing.
You know who else probably has a lot of finger strength and thumb dexterity? A secretary.
Absolutely.
I think we should have an article why secretaries are amazing people today. I doubt they ever forget.
No, I doubt
dates.
It. No.
Important dates.
They can't. If they do, they're fired.
That. And I bet they're confident because they have to talk to a lot of people.
Absolutely. And not little people, big people.
Yeah, and all the time. They got to have good communication
skills. And the dexterity
skills.
and thumb, all of that has to happen. They're typing.
Yeah.
Most secretaries have to be at least 40 words a minute. At least.
Yeah. Okay.
That's some pretty good dexterity.
So, moving on. Another one is communications. We discussed this earlier, so I don't think we need to beat a dead horse, but secretaries have this too. And they're actually good at it, usually.
Yeah, saying that a gamer has good communication skills, I'm sorry, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
At all.
Here's another one. Selflessness.
What? My only response to this is quotation, ...
Yeah.
Quotation.
What? Here's the basis for it. How many times have you literally taken one for the team in Halo's Capture the Flag, COD's multiplayer, or gotten blown up defusing a bomb in CS? There's a lot of abbreviations.
Yeah,
but
I don't understand half of them. So.
Yeah, why? Well, either way, it's like taking one for the team.
In a video game.
In a video game, though. Yeah, it's not like you're literally dying or actually putting forth some effort to do this type of thing.
Absolutely not.
It's just like I'm moving some controls and doing some stuff.
Oh, no, I'm taking one for the team now.
Yeah, that's real selflessness. That's
wow.
That's pretty bad. Okay. Affinity for gadgets. This is technology in general.
Yeah, everybody could have an affinity. If you have a telephone nowadays.
Yeah, I have an iPhone. Caleb has an iPhone. We now have an affinity for gadgets because we both have iPhones.
We both have smartphones that have certain gizmos and gadgets in them.
And apps. I have this app where I can talk into my phone and repeat back me sounding like T-Pain. I guess that means I have an affinity for gadgets.
You now officially, I'm going to stamp that. Affinity for gadgets.
Yeah. So, I guess that's everyone.
Ever.
Yeah, who has a smartphone.
Yeah. Or a phone in general.
Yeah, a phone in general. A Palm Pilot. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is bad. Okay, here's another one. A job.
Wait, what?
A job.
Could we go back to this friend of yours that spent 26 hours straight?
Yeah, he had
what job is going to let you play 26 hours straight?
Yeah. I know, like, a lot of gamers, they don't have jobs.
No.
A lot of them are just...
gamers.
They live in their parents' basement. When you live with your parents, that says that you don't have a job and you're not financially stable, or your parents are really, really cool and you enjoy living with them. Most people, though, that's not the case.
Most gamers, though, let's be honest, basement, not really interacting with their parents anyway.
Yeah.
Except for food. Maybe.
Maybe. Mom, where's the mac and cheese? The poor cries.
Mom, I'm out of rock stars.
Oh, I'm out of rock stars. I was going to say something with rock stars. Okay, here's another one. Commitment to the cause.
Does this kind of refer back to the selflessness thing?
I'm guessing so. Alright, here's what it said. Despite some recent reports to the contrary, and there's a link for reports to the contrary, so you can go check and see what it's going up against. I kind of want to check that, actually. It says, video gamers finish what they start, and they're most loyal to games to give them something great in return. I'm going to check this reports to the contrary link, or whatever, and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's people that who don't finish video games.
Oh, so it's basically like saying, to the contrary, normal people who just kind of forget that games aren't everything.
Yeah, it says here, this article from CNN talks about how statistics of games are actually finished. According to studies observed, only 10% of players actually complete a video game. Well, duh! I do this with books all the time. It's called, when something's not interesting, I don't continue.
Yeah. Or when you find something, let's just say this one, better to do with your time.
Exactly!
Then you probably do that instead.
My current roommate, he's been working on a video game for, I think it's been a couple months. And he's like, I'm not even close to done, I'll probably never finish this. But here's what he's really doing. He studies hard. Okay. He's got to pull off all A's, and he studies like all the time. He's always busy doing something.
Right.
He's always working. He's not just playing this game. And I see him on this game, maybe, if I'm lucky, an hour a week.
Yeah, see, that's normal behavior.
Yeah. This is the joke.
That is
this article. So, in conclusion, I just want to say this whole video game addiction culture and stuff, I just think it's stupid. There are more productive things to do with someone's time. Another thing that we're going to have to cover this another week. Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Oh, yeah.
Another week, another topic.
And we're going to have WoW as another one. Warcraft as another one.
We'll probably we'll go nuts. But, in a time that it takes to, play Rock Band or Guitar Hero, you could be learning a real instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually have something that would impress people.
Yeah.
So, seriously, and all the time and effort that you're putting in for video games and stuff, and what's really the return? To show off to other gamers.
Right.
You're not really gaining much.
Mm-mm.
So, seriously, there's plenty of great books out there. There's a whole amazing world out there with lots of things to do. Mm-hmm. Go out and enjoy it.
Yeah. And, congratulations on your high scores.
Yeah, congratulations for being number one on the latest Halo game.
Yes.
Online. That's our show for this evening. Once again, Caleb, awesome having you here. The great co-host.
Thank you.
And until next time, goodbye.